Wes. Well, I know you said at the beginning of the show we got the whole state covered. If it means anything, on the way down here to Ashdown, I actually crossed over into Texas. So, yeah, we got the state covered here for you.
If they ever tell you there's a boring day back there in sports, never. 1 in 4 Fountain Lake in things. How about that when you got teams such as Glen Rose, 4-1, big win over Jessieville this past week? I'm just saying. Well, this past weekend didn't fare so well for Red Wolf fans. You did snag Freddie Knighton as a commit, though, but the basketball team took it on the chin. Picture's worth 1,000 words there. So for Carrie and Jason, both their teams still in it. Carrie, big New England fan. Jason, a big Niners fan. I'm the Dolphin fan. I'm left out in the cold.
700 pounds, that makes roughly 350 pumpkin pies, so that's a lot of pies.
Put me down for about 10 of them myself. And they always seem to be fairly quick.
Yep.
In terms of team speed, things like that. But they never seem to just...
Good.
I don't know. We always seem to be like, oh my gosh, there's Alma.
I gotta ask you, you're talking about some old school songs on the practice field, but what are we talking here?
We're talking about the car wash. They even pumped a little Vanilla Ice in there. I know Casey, one of our photogs, that's like his anthem.
Oh, sure it is.
So, I mean, they were getting down. They were getting down out there.
Very good. That pumps you up for the bowl game. Got it.
Yeah, they were kind of, some of that action right there.
All right, stop it before. Quit while you're ahead.
Hey, Wes, well, I talked to some fans actually before this game. This rivalry game actually dates back, according to them, since 1917. So they've had a few games to get to know each other. Right now, it looks like we're going into overtime. But this game has really been all about big plays. I would gather to say that every touchdown in this game has probably averaged over 30 yards in this one. And Russellville is going to win this game here. Let me show you the action here. Let me show you the action down here. I told you it was all about the big plays, and that one, 79 yards is the official call. And as of right now, there you see it. Russellville looking like they're going to pull this one off. Obviously, they have an extra point to go to, but what a play there. Again, it's been all about the big plays in this game. You can't script that kind of stuff there, Wes. Like I said, huge game. It's been back and forth all night, and as you see it there, Russellville, 30 seconds left in this one. Looking pretty good to advance in the next round. Winner of this game will take on the winner of El Dorado and Mountain Home, but we'll get you an official score here in the next 30 seconds as to who wins this one. But for now, Wes, let's send it back to you. And what we're actually watching now is North Little Rock's overtime attempt right now. They're going for it. It's second down. Hey, we got more free football out here in Cabot. Now, barring the extra point, North Little Rock will tie this thing up. So right now, 35-34. We've seen it before. We saw it in week 1 with Russellville and Benton. Benton said, nah, we're not doing that. We're going for the win right now. I would happen to think that Cabot might be a little more conservative about things, considering what's on the line, a trip to the state title, and for them, first one in over 40 years. Let's actually let me step out of side here. Let's see if they can knock down the kick here. Only on Fearless Friday do you get this kind of action. We're live here in Cabot. North Little Rock taking on Cabot. And it's good. So we're going to have another overtime. This time, I believe North Little Rock will start things off. So they've got the first possession of the second overtime. Cabot will also get a chance to answer that. So big-time stakes out here in Cabot right now. A lot of excitement. We got a tie game here, 35-35. So, Jason, we're gonna keep our eye on this game. We'll check back in with you here in just a little bit.
Jay Burr, a.k.a. Mr. Playoffs.
You want to talk about two teams that don't like each other and pack a stadium out. It actually took me a little extra to get in here. The exit for Arkadelphia to get over here was backed up for probably about a half mile. Yeah, this is a big game. You heard of the big SEC matchup this weekend, Alabama taking on LSU. This is what they hope to be when they grow up, is Malvern Arkadelphia. Huge implications in this game. And the first half certainly lived up to the billing. 4A7 on the line tonight here in Arkadelphia, and that #1 seed. First drive for the Badgers, Chris Oliver. He goes up the middle, but then spins out, dives for the score, and it's 7-0 early on for Arkadelphia. More Oliver here as Jakari House swings it out to the fella, and he's going to get to the sideline. Taps the triangle button here for the spin move, just short of the end zone, though, but they're going to let him finish here. Good cutback for the score here, and it's 14-0 Badgers after their first two drives. Malvern would get a field goal. And then their defense turns up the heat, forces Howell to throw here, and Kedrick Dickens picks it off, and he's got him a convoy 50-yard return here, and the Leopards seize the momentum in the first quarter. It's 14-10, still Badgers. Later in the second, Howell's punt here is going to get blocked by Malvern, and they're going to get a little bit of that yardage back. They've got that momentum. Could they capitalize? Hold them to a fourth down field goal attempt here, and Jesus Torres off the uprights, and that would be all the scoring in the first half as Arkadelphia takes a 14-10 lead into the half. And with a nail-biter like that, you would expect that the second half would be more of the same. Not so much. Arkadelphia flexing its muscles as a power that is going to be reckoned with come playoff time. Score right now with about 4 minutes left, 42-10 Arkadelphia. So they've got all the big chants going on right now. The band's really getting live over there. Malvern, they've cleared out for the most part. So huge win for Arkadelphia. They are going to be your 4A7 champs, which, you know, to a lot of us who talk about high school football, this is the SEC West of all of Arkansas high school football, and Alabama out there is flexing their muscles right now. So they are going to be your 4A7 champs. We're going to have that home field advantage, and we're going to talk a lot about all the bracket matchups on Fearless Friday Underground. You can find that on fearlessfriday.com. But for now, from Badger Stadium here in Arkadelphia, Jay Burr for Fearless Friday.
KRK4's Jay Burr, or at least for this evening, let's call him KRK4's Jay Bear, is live in Starkville, where the Bears are playing the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. And he's reporting tonight from left field, which is fitting for Jay.
There you go. That's right. We are on the road to Nebraska here following UCA in Starkville, Mississippi in their first NCAA baseball tournament. Now, at 5, we talked about the UCA Bears fans, their excitement about being in this tournament for the first time. Well, Mississippi State, they are certainly a breed of their own, and the excitement is at a completely different level beyond those fences.
It's part of our baseball heritage and history. I mean, it's the one thing that sets us apart from every other baseball program in America.
And that it does. The left field lounge is just part of the insanity that goes on beyond the fences here in Starkville. What really adds character to this, though, is the Mississippi Matlock Engineering.
We've got a lot of homemade architects out here, and they go to great lengths to preserve the quality and the tradition.
Not only are they the best seats in the house, but the atmosphere and hospitality, some of the best in the country.
It's just something we always take pride in. We love to do. We love to have a good time.
The hospitality that's shown out here. I mean, we've had visiting players that would come to the fence during the game and talk to the fans, and that's the best thing you can do.
And certainly that hospitality has been extended to us. They have taken care of us out here. Already had some chicken wings, a little pork tenderloin. Real good stuff out here. First pitch set for about 40 minutes coming up at 7 o'clock. Coming up tonight, we're going to have highlights of that game. Maybe they can pull it off. Remember, UCA took 2 of 3 from Mississippi State in this stadium earlier this year. That was in March, but we're going to have a lot more coming up for you this weekend here in Starkville, Mississippi. But for now, from Starkville, Mississippi, Jay Burr, KRK 4 News. The Arkansas Razorbacks entered this weekend on a major high note. Thursday, they won at Rupp Arena for the first time since 1994. And that win seemed to firmly put them back on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. Luckily, today the Hogs were at home against the number 3 team in the SEC, Georgia. Arkansas needing to prove to the tournament committee that win was for nothing with the win over the Dogs tonight. Georgia got the best of them the last time here. A little defense there. Fred Gully says, thanks, I'll take that. Finishes the layup. 7-5 Arkansas early on. Back and forth in the first half. Georgia's Nemanja Jurisic hits the 3. And then he follows that up with a layup. Dogs are actually up by 7 in this one. Arkansas getting hot, though, here. Cody Clark. He's getting into the act there. And then Michael Qualls battles through the traffic with the nice up and in. Gets the bucket. Now check this out. Little alley and a little oop right there. Clark to Qualls and the foul just to make things better. And you can believe it. Top things off. Ricky Scott with the 3. I think you call that a 16-2 run by the Hogs. They go into halftime leading at 44-37, and they would finish off the Dogs. You see there, 87-75. Gaines led the way there, 25 points for the Dogs, 6 of 9 from 3, so he had it going on. And there you see Clark and Qualls had them a day, combined 45 points. Very efficient at the line by Clark. Qualls 7 of 9 from the field, and you can imagine Mike Anderson happy after this one.
Whenever adversity takes place, they don't get rid of us. As a matter of fact, they look over me and say, Coach, we got this. We got this. So they're taking ownership of this team. And as a coach, when you got leadership taking place and the ownership, then all you got to do is just stay out the way. And so I hope I don't screw it up.
I feel like everybody's leaving out on the court. The bench is playing a great role. A real good role. Like Rick, he came in and did some wonderful things for us. Landis, everybody who played, they gave us what we needed.
Arkansas State and UALR, a rivalry that is intense. It's a dogfight. In-state pride on the line. The old cliche about throw the records out certainly applies here as ASU holds the edge head-to-head all-time, a record of 48-29. But UALR owns a 5-1 record in the State Farm Classic. Thankfully, though, UALR head coach Steve Shields' head not that big, but that would rattle anybody at the free throw line. UALR right out the gate, setting the tone here. Devontae Smith tosses one up. James White puts it down hard. UALR jumped out to an early lead, but the Red Wolves would get red hot from beyond the arc. Even the big guy, Kendrick Washington, raining threes. Fella, what are you doing outside the paint? Cameron Golden getting in the act too from the wing and a swish. And there's more Golden. Same spot, same shot. The three. UALR not going away quietly. Josh Hagans finds a cutting Gus leaper. Look at him showing off the leaps. Got his PF Flyers on tonight. More from the Red Wolves. Brandon Reed, heat check here from way downtown. Hit that from the River Market. It was good. Arkansas State would take a 4-point lead into the half, but could not hold on as UALR wins this one by 7 in the end, 74-67. Vance Lyke only held to 9 points. Cam Golden led the way for ASU with 15. UALR's James White went off, 20 and 8. And the telling sign in this one, UALR 16 assists to Arkansas State 7. UALR now holds on to that 5 seed in the Sun Belt standings. ASU now 4th. A little early in the day, the ladies getting after it. Brian Boyer, head coach for Arkansas State, could be the career Sun Belt record holder for wins. The UALR came out swinging in this one. Easy bucket here for Diamond Jackson. Tied at 2 in this one. Next trip down, Kiara Clark driving the baseline. She got it there. Red Wolves, they were trying to clinch the #1 seed tonight. Jane Morrill right there. You saw her knocking down the 3. The UALR beat them up in the paint. Shanity James there gets the layup. They made it look easy down low tonight. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. More James right there in the paint. UALR up 8-4 at that point. They would break open a 14-point lead in the first half that the Red Wolves could not recover from. Brian Boyer's celebration is put on hold for at least one more game in this one. UALR wins at 64-55. Morrill leads the way for ASU with 16. And Red Wolves only shot 30% from 3. 3 of 10 you see there. Jackson with the score tonight for UALR with 19. Diamond Jackson, not so rough tonight. Good game for her with 13 and 7. The UCA Sugar Bears are a sweet story this year. But don't let that sugar fool you. These ladies are salty on the court. A 12-3 conference record has them on the brink of clinching a Southland Conference title today against Lamar, trying to hang another one of those banners in the rafters. Looked like they would early in this one. Puts up the 3 there, no good. Fighting down low, clean things up. Sugar Bears actually up 18-15 in the first half. Later, double team in the corner. You got to find the open person right there. UCF 22-19. UCA really wanting this title today on senior day. As you see, fighting for the rebound, jumping. Comes down with the bucket there. UCA could never really build on that lead, and they will have to wait a little longer to order that banner. They lose today, a tough one. Final here, 56-63. The Diamond Hogs are playing host to South Alabama this weekend, and because of the impending weather doom, they went for a doubleheader today. To get to game 1 here, defensive battle early in this one. Top the 1, bases loaded, South Alabama. Chris Oliver on the mound. Got it down the line. He comes off the mound. He gets it. Throw just in time. But then the Hogs couldn't really get the bats going today, and they lost the first game in this one 3-1. Or 5-3, excuse me. Later in the day, in the second game, not a whole lot better as the Jags beat up the Hogs pitching in this one as they lost 4-0 in the second game. So they lose the doubleheader, and they also lose the series. One 2-2. Some other scores around the state. Arkansas State on the road to UAB. They lose 3-1. UALR wins by that score against the Hogs' hopeful next opponent, IPFW. They'll play them on Monday, but they get the win 3-1. So not a bad day for UALR. We got more coming up after the break. It's about football. Joining us now, the new head coach, the Arkansas State Red Wolves, Gus Malzahn. Coach, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I guess whirlwind of a day. Kind of take us through your day-to-day. You got on the plane, kind of what happened throughout the day.
Well, started out the morning, need to script practice for the Auburn Tigers for their practice, and so I got up early and did that, and then me and Christy got on the plane, came here, hit the ground running, had a good lunch with some boosters, and it seems like about every 15 minutes we're meeting some new people, but it's a very exciting time, and it's fun meeting everybody and feeling the excitement they have here, and so it's been a great day.
Now, you've been linked to a lot of big-name jobs, Vanderbilt, Kansas, among others. A lot of people, question on people's minds is, why Jonesboro?
Well, you know, football coaches look at jobs a lot different than the average person in the public. You know, they see a job and they go, oh, that's a great job. And a lot of times it is, but from a football coach's standpoint, you always look for the right fit. You know, you got to ask yourself, you know, does your family want to live there? Can you recruit there? And, you know, is it a program on the rise? And I asked myself all three of those questions, and the answer is yes here. And I really feel like the timing's right. And this is a program on the rise, and Steve Roberts and Hugh Freeze has put this place on the map for a good foundation. And my challenge right now is just take it to the next level, and really happy to be here, and it's a challenge, and I'm really up to it.
Now, it's been well documented you and Hugh Freeze are good buddies. Yeah. What did he tell you about Arkansas State that maybe influenced you a little bit?
Well, you know, he really put it on the map this year on national stage, and he felt like you could keep that going and even take it to the next level. And he said nothing but great things about the people and living here, and so he was a big factor, you know, as far as the information he gave me.
Now, you say next level. You've been a big proponent of next level. A lot of people have been wondering, you know, Arkansas State this year went 10-2, won the conference. Yeah. What more could you bring to the table?
Well, when I say next level, I mean on a consistent basis, not just a 1 year. I mean, get at that level on a consistent basis. And if you do that, great things will happen. And so my challenge and my goal is to get that done. And, you know, like I said earlier, the foundation's already in place. So, you know, that's a challenge, and really looking forward to it.
Now, a big question on a lot of people's minds here, obviously, a lot of questions about the coaching staff going into the bowl game. What, I guess, role are you going to take with Arkansas State in their GoDaddy Bowl?
Well, I'm still trying to evaluate the best thing to do. And I told the guys today, you know, give me a couple days to evaluate everything, and then I'll make a decision on what my role will be in the bowl game. I for sure will be involved as far as being down there and a part of the bowl activities and stuff like that. And got a chance at University of Tulsa the last 2 years to go to this bowl. It's a great bowl, and the fans love it, players love it, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, how excited are you coming into the system? You saw Hugh Freeze. You guys run very similar systems, and being able to see what he did with these guys, how excited are you to get in here and start coaching these guys up?
Yeah, I'm very excited. You know, the transition offensively will be very little because, you know, it's a very similar system. So that's a positive, and, you know, hopefully that'll help, you know, accelerate things.
I guess just overall in a sense of things, kind of how excited are you about this job?
No, I'm very excited. You know, as a high school coach in this state for 15 years, I've been a college coordinator for 6. And probably the last 2 years, I kind of got the itch to be a Division I college coach. And so for this day to finally get here in a place like Arkansas State and a place like Arkansas that I'm very familiar with, it's very exciting.
I guess how exciting, too, you're also an Arkansas guy. You made that very well known. You're back home.
I'm back home, and you know, there's nothing like coming back home. You know, when you're 10 hours away from home, you kind of look at it a little bit different. And Auburn was a great experience for me and a true blessing, but I'm very happy to be back home.
All right, well, new head coach, Arkansas State Red Wolves, Gus Malzahn.
All right.
Coach, thanks for taking a little time with us. More from Jonesboro when we come back.